So people are like, yo, Winero, why aren't you better looking, man? You'd have more views if you were better looking. And I'm like, yo, man, leave me alone. So, yeah, I forgot to mention in that abuse video yesterday that one of the main core reasons why we stay with people that treat us like shit regardless of leaving them, we just stay with them, is because we're so terrified of death and we're so terrified of dying alone. Like not having anyone by our side when we're dying. I learned that from this like spiritual yogi guy from India. And I was like, damn, son. Like, that's so true. Like, it's kind of cool to think about, like, how you'd want to die. You know, for me, like, I realized how I wanted to go. I was in Thailand in this town called Surat Thani. Surat Thani is really big into rubber tree farms. A lot of people don't know this about, the rubber that they have on their car tires, like, SUVs, like, regular cars, or the rubber that's, like, on plastic, like toys, like rubber toys and stuff like that. It actually comes from trees. Fucking weird, man. I didn't know that until I went to Surat Thani. And there's, like thousands and probably millions of trees all over Thailand. And they have these, like, clay ceramic cups on every tree, and they have these, like, poke a hole in each tree, and the trees are like probably this thick, pretty small, they're not that big, and this white stuff, this like white pus, comes out of the tree and it goes into the cup, and it's white. And then somehow, like, when we turn it into tires or whatever, it turns black, or we want it to be black for tires or whatever the case might be. But, like, all the tires you see on, like, fucking bicycles and, like, SUVs and fucking cars, they're fucking trees. Fucking weird, right, son? Fucking weird. So anyways, so I'm in Surat Thani, and there was, like, this rubber tree farm on my way to school, with like thousands of trees, and I would always go in there to pee on my way to work because I love peeing in nature. It's just my thing, I guess. And when I pee, I look at the sun coming through the leaves, and it looks like stained glass windows. Love that shit, man. God damn it. When I'm on my deathbed, I think that's one of the main things I'm gonna remember, is the sun coming through tree leaves. Damn it, dude. When I was a photographer back in college, when I used to take photos like a motherfucker, I just have photo albums just full of fucking leaves. I just used to take photos of all these leaves, sun coming through the leaves. God damn it, man. Beautiful shit. So one day I was in Surat Thani, and I was in this rubber tree farm peeing, and I would always, like, walk in that rubber tree farm, and sometimes I would sit there, not in my own pee, but I'd walk a little bit further and I would sit, crisscross applesauce Indian style, and I would just sit there. And one time I was sitting there, and this, like, massive storm was coming in. Like, these, like, black, really dark clouds. And I was like, if this was the end of the world, like, if this was, like, this massive storm, or if this was some kind of attack from another country, or a nuclear explosion or something, I would like to die here, just sitting here, surrounded by these trees. Fucking beautiful, man. Like, that's how I would like to go. I don't really want anybody by my bedside. I just want to die in nature. And when I die, I want the animals to eat me. And I want to be above ground. These Tibetan monks, you can't pull this shit off in America. I'm gonna try. I joke around this. I joke around all the time with my friend. I'll just call her Dr. Seuss, whatever. Uh, so me and Dr. Seuss, we always joke around about this because we do mushrooms a lot, and we always talk about death, and like accepting death and not being afraid of death, and when you accept death and you're not afraid of death, that's the only true way to be present and live, and not need love from others, but to be present and to just be creation and be love and understand that death is just another stage of life. It's completely okay. You accept it. There's nothing wrong with it. You're not afraid of it anymore. It's actually a beautiful thing. But to not fear it. And so me and Dr. Seuss, or Dr. Seuss and I, we talk about that quite a bit. And, we joke around a lot because the Tibetan monks, we always talk about how the Tibetan monks, it's not all Tibetan monks, but there's like a clan, a certain, function of Tibetan monks that do this. They go out into the lands around Tibet, and they take a monk that has passed away, and they lay him on the land, and they do a seance, I believe, and they just leave that monk there. And the birds come in and the animals come in, and they eat the monk, down to the bones. And the animals and the insects and the birds, they carry that monk's body into the air and into the land. And when those animals die, the monk's body is still in those animals. And, the monk's body lasts forever. And I think, and it's always in the earth, in other animals, in nature. Fucking beautiful, man. And it's just, the thought of having your body be a part of all these other creatures that roam the earth is quite a beautiful thought, to me at least. So that's how I want to die. I want to die in nature, laying on the ground, and then I want to be eaten by raccoons and rats and mice and, vultures and hawks, and I think the bunny rabbits would leave me alone. I don't think they're really carnivores. I don't think they would really eat flesh. But that's how I want to go, and Dr. S always jokes around saying that, I would get arrested for such things, and it's illegal in this country. It's definitely illegal in America, that's for sure. People would freak the hell out. But I don't want to be buried underground. It's different to have insects eating your body, and worms and that kind of thing. It's just not the same. To have your body be carried out into the sky by birds and vultures and hawks, and scattered across the grass by raccoons, and then when the raccoons die, your body would go into the earth through the raccoon and feed the worms and other things like that. It's very beautiful. So yeah. And I think the more you think about your own death, the more peace will come within you about it. The more acceptance you'll have of dying, and the less afraid of it you will be. And then once you accept death, and you're not afraid of it anymore, that's when you can be truly present and one with all things, and be creation. And that's when you could be truly loving. But until you reach that point, you won't get there. You'll never get there. It's the only way. Such a beautiful day out tonight. I feel like riffing more, but it just seems like a good time to end it. And a blue jay just flew in and landed on a line. And they're my spirit animals, so that's probably a good sign that I should end the video. Whenever I see a blue jay, that means I'm in a very euphoric, present state, or I just reached another level of evolving, I guess you could say. God, this world's so beautiful. Nature is like medicine. It really is. I truly believe that. Alright, everyone, I hope you're doing well. I really do. Life has been very shitty lately. I was discussing that with my sister yesterday. You know, when I was talking about murdering her in yesterday's video. She sent me a huge email, and then I wrote her and I told her that I think the overall problem is the fact that, like, I was born, and I wish I would have never been born, and she most likely wishes I would have never been born too. So it's a very shitty thing that I was born, because I fucked up both of our lives. I fucked up my life by being born. I fucked up her life by being born. If you read my ebook, a lot of it is about how when you suffer as much as you and I do, or every day is a constant struggle through the mind or just through everything that we deal with and go through that most average people never will ever experience, you just wish you weren't born. Like, you just wish the shit never even happened. Like, you think to yourself, like, well, why the fuck was I even born? What is the point of even living? And why do I continue to do it? And a greater majority of the ebook that I wrote is about that. Because I think internally we all struggle with that, and we feel that way quite a bit. And once, I really discussed what the real issue was the fact that I was born. And the fact that everybody has to deal with my fucking shit all the time. And I apologize just for being born. It was just like, and it wasn't selfish, and it wasn't passive aggressive or anything like that. It was like, it was extremely truthful. I remember this one time I was in a mental institution, and I was going on like day 25 of being in this mental institution, and she came to visit me. My mom didn't come to visit me. At the time, my mom like fucking hated me. Good right. Well, yeah, of course she did. The last time she heard from me, I was talking to her on the phone in Thailand, and I was like screaming into the phone, and I was telling her that, I'm gonna fucking kill her, and then, or even if she dies before I get to kill her, I'm gonna like find out where her grave is, and I'm gonna fucking spit on her grave. And I'm like that's the kind of shit, like, that you leave on your mom's fucking, fucking voicemail. The shit we say to people, man, it's like, it comes fucking from dark places. It comes from this darkness within. But sometimes we're like, when we say it in the moment, when we're there, that's like, we're there. And then when we look back at it like a couple of years later, can't really change it. That's how we were in that moment, and we were that destructive, that we were like that dark. And we try our best not to get to that level, But sometimes we can't control it. It's fucking a nightmare. Like even this morning, I got all revved up because I got sick of fucking living. And I was like, God damn it, I fucking hate this shit. I woke up, and after like a half an hour of cooking, I just got livid. And I was like, I fucking hate living. I fucking hate this shit. And I wanted to fucking go murder people so badly. And then I went outside, and I was peeing. And I got this fucking real anal neighbor that fucking, like, he was in the army or some shit. So, like, he moved in about, I'd probably say 7 months ago. And he is so scared of people robbing him. I live on the fucking most peaceful block on the goddamn earth. That he has this, like, light if he senses sound or fucking noise. He must have paid a fucking fortune for this goddamn thing. It turns and it shines a fucking spotlight on you. So every time I go to pee every morning in my yard, this light from about like 100 feet away, like 100 fucking feet away, like fucking goes ring and fucking shines a light on me. And oh, I was already homicidal. And I was like, I'm gonna fucking like climb up on your goddamn recycling can and bash that fucking light out with a goddamn hammer, you fucking paranoid motherfucker. And then I got upstairs and I was just like, I just want to fucking kill people. And like, I was like, put on some fucking really aggressive music about killing people. Maybe that will take you out of it. Maybe that will take you out of it. So I put on some like fucking like hip hop people, like talking about killing people, and like so, sometimes like because and then I listen to those people talking about killing people, and I'm like, this is fucking nonsense. Like like they want to kill people for the wrong reasons, but for them it's just survival. You know, I mean, Jesus Christ, like it's either I kill you before you kill me shit. But, you know, I listened to like 4 or 5 rap songs and I was like, this is stupid shit. And then I listened to like a Sam Smith song and a couple of like more romantic songs and a song from like Never Have I Ever, the last song on the last episode of Never Have I Ever, when she kisses like the guy, spoiler alert. And you know, that kind of made me cry because I realized how beautiful life was and how life was all about just being kind to people and loving people, and that's what life essentially is really about. And then I stopped wanting to kill people. Whatever gets you out of that state, you know, it's very important to find out what gets you out of that state. Sometimes nothing gets you out of that state. Sometimes you just want to fucking kill people. And I don't know. But you know, life is for us. I just fucking hate it so much, man. And at times it seems beautiful. You know, like when I saw that blue jay, you know, 7 minutes ago, I was totally at peace and in love with life. But then I snapped out of the present moment by talking about events from the past, whether it was talking to my mom 4 years ago on the phone, leaving a voicemail, or what happened to me 3 hours ago with the fucking light flashing on me from the paranoid army guy. And I went into fucking aggression. And I wasn't in the state of beauty anymore. And that's why it's so fucking important to always be present, but sometimes being in the present moment don't work. Sometimes I'm present and I still want to fucking kill people. Sometimes I'm still present and I still want to fucking kill myself. So sometimes that shit don't work. I remember when I first was getting into dialectical behavior therapy, when I was getting into DBT, they were like, be present, and that will help. I remember I was sitting on my porch and I was taking my shoes off and I was completely present, and I walked around the corner and I was still completely present, and I was deeply still suicidal, and all I wanted to do was fucking die. And I'm like, alright, Marshall Linehan, you could spew that shit about being present, and Eckhart Tolle, you could spew that shit about being present, but for us, sometimes when we want to fucking kill ourselves, we do, even if we're present, because we're just so fucking sick of living. And that depression is in us even when we are present sometimes. Sometimes we're present, that depression isn't in us. But sometimes we're present and that depression fucking runs through us and it takes us over. And we're fucking present, we're not thinking about anything. And I think that's what most people don't understand. We're not thinking. We're not thinking about the past. We're not thinking about the future. We're not thinking about how bad we have it. We're present. There's no thought whatsoever. But all we want to do is fucking die. And with that, I'll end it. Fuck. These videos are fucking sick, dude. Jesus Christ, man. The one thing that people keep talking to me about that watch my videos is the fucking fact that, like, nobody is fucking real. Somebody wrote me about a week ago and they told me that, like, I'm the only real person on these fucking things. Because I don't give a fuck. And I'm also wearing a fucking Viking helmet and fucking cloth on my face. But we need more people like that. We need more people that come out and talk about this shit, express themselves. That's how fucking the rest of the world learns about us and, like, fucking understands us. Knows what we're going through. Because most people, they either don't have a clue or they just want us to stay away from them because they're scared of us. Because we are kind of scary individuals. They don't want to have anything to do with us. In my ebook, I have 2 really fucking dope-ass chapters that focus on that. One is called Teeth, and the other one has something to do about cockroaches in the chapter title. So cockroaches and teeth. Teeth pretty much wraps up mental illness in most countries, especially in America. How people just don't give a fuck about us. It's kind of sad that everybody either doesn't give a shit about you. People are either scared of you, they feel sorry for you, they don't give a shit about you. And we cause such atrocities and terrible things with our family and the history of our families. Most of our families don't even want to be around us. So we got nothing, man. So fucking sad. There's a reason why I was fucking suicidal this morning. There's a reason why I was fucking homicidal this morning. It's because I don't really see a silver lining to any of this stuff, and I don't really see any positives to it. It's a half-life. And all the relationships we usually have fail. We have severe abandonment issues, jealousy issues, scared of people leaving us. We're delusional. We make up shit. We have splitting and black and white thinking where we don't think clearly. And sometimes we think things that don't really exist, and the people around us are like, hun, I don't feel that way. What the fuck are you talking about? And you're like, no, I know it's true. I know you're going to leave me. And they're like, hun, I'm not. What the fuck is wrong with you? No, it's not going to happen. And like, eventually they do leave us because we just drive them away. Because our delusional thinking or our splitting or our abandonment issues or our emotional instability is just so all over the place that most people, they can't handle us, and they just end up leaving us. Okay, now I'm not in the video. I'm starting to fucking depress everybody. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching.